After a restful night's sleep, I woke up early while the rest of the family was still fast asleep. The stillness of the morning had a charm of its own, and I decided to take a quiet walk around the Serenity Resort. The crisp, cool morning air, the gentle rustling of leaves, and the soft chirping of birds created a soothing atmosphere. As I explored the serene surroundings of the resort, I stumbled upon a perfect spot right in front of the Banasura Reservoir. The calm, mirror-like water reflected the soft hues of the morning sky. It was here that I witnessed one of the most magical moments of the trip. Watching the sun slowly emerge from behind the distant hills, casting its golden glow over the water, was a sight I'll never forget. Moments like these make you pause and appreciate the beauty of nature in its purest form. Shortly after, Sunil joined me, and we decided to take a walk outside the resort to explore the local surroundings. The paths were wide, lined with lush greenery on either side. We soaked in the fresh morning air and admired the natural beauty around us. It's amazing how a simple morning walk can leave you feeling so refreshed and rejuvenated. By the time we returned to the resort, the rest of the family was awake and almost ready for the day. We all took a little time to freshen up before heading out for breakfast. But before that, we decided to make the most of the beautiful morning light by spending some time near the swimming pool and garden. The scenic views of the poolside, combined with the backdrop of the lush greenery, made it the perfect spot to capture a few memorable moments. The kids loved running around, while we soaked in the peaceful vibes of the garden. After a while, it was time for breakfast. We headed to the resort's in-house restaurant, hoping for a hearty meal. Although the breakfast spread wasn't extensive, the food was truly delicious. Sometimes, it's not about quantity but quality, and the flavors of the local dishes did not disappoint. Fresh, flavorful, and satisfying, it was just what we needed to kickstart our day. After a quick discussion on whether to use our own car or hire a taxi for sightseeing, we decided to go with a taxi arranged by the resort. For 3,000 rupees, we got a full-day ride with a local driver and guide who promised to take us to some of Wayanad's must-visit spots. It's a hassle-free way to explore without worrying about routes or parking. The plan is to visit a few key attractions and be back at the resort by 6 p.m. With everything sorted, we are all set for a day of adventure, exploration, and unforgettable memories in the heart of Wayanad. Stay tuned for the highlights of our journey. Our first destination for the day is Karlad Lake, and the journey here has been nothing short of spectacular. The scenic roads offered stunning views of the Banasura Sagar Dam, making the drive itself a memorable experience. Karlad Lake is a perfect spot for family fun. It's a peaceful, clean lake surrounded by greenery, and it offers a variety of activities for all ages. There's boating, a kids' play area, and even some adventure sports like zip lining for the thrill seekers. We opted for a 4-seater paddle boat at 450 rupees for 20 minutes, which was a fun way to explore the calm waters. The kids are having a blast, pedaling away and soaking in the beautiful views. The entry fee to the lake is quite reasonable, 40 rupees for adults and free for kids under 6. It's a relaxing yet adventurous start to our day, and watching the kids enjoy every moment makes it even more special. Up next, we'll be heading to our next spot. Stay tuned for more Wayanad adventures. With our memorable time at Karlad Lake wrapped up, we hit the road towards Vythiri, a destination known for its lush greenery and breathtaking views. Our driver-cum-guide suggested booking tickets online for an Uru, a unique cultural experience. While we couldn't book it online, we decided to grab the tickets directly from the counter. Luckily, we secured a 4 p.m. slot, perfect timing for a relaxed afternoon visit. On the way, we made a quick stop at a beautiful tea plantation. The endless rows of tea bushes stretching across the hills were a sight to behold. The fresh aroma of tea leaves and the cool breeze made it an experience we'll cherish. We took a moment to capture some stunning photos here. It felt like stepping into a postcard. Camera with flash her. Next up, we headed to the iconic Lakkidi Viewpoint. Perched high in the hills, this spot offers jaw-dropping panoramic views of the winding roads below, surrounded by misty hills and lush forests. It's a picture-perfect stop that's popular with travelers, and for good reason. The view is absolutely mesmerizing, and watching the clouds float over the valley below was pure magic. After soaking in the stunning views from Lakkidi Viewpoint, our driver took us to a nearby amusement park that featured a sky glass bridge, a concept that sounded exciting at first. We purchased the entry ticket for 350 rupees, which included a walk on the glass bridge. Unfortunately, this stop didn't live up to our expectations. The main attraction, the glass bridge, offered a distant view of Uru, but aside from that, there wasn't much to get excited about. While the park also had adventure activities like zip lining, it didn't feel like a must-visit spot, especially for those looking for a relaxing vacation experience. If you are seeking serenity and scenic beauty, this park might not be worth your time. We'd recommend skipping this stop and focusing on more immersive, nature-centric experiences like tea plantations, lakes, and forest trails. Sometimes, it's best to stick to the heart of Wayanad's natural charm. However, the kids definitely had a great time, which added a silver lining to the visit. They absolutely loved the toy Jeep ride, and we couldn't stop laughing when Adya pulled out the Jeep's steering wheel out of curiosity, wondering how the Jeep was still moving. Moments like these remind us that sometimes it's the kids' innocent adventures that make the day special. They also enjoyed some playtime in the kids' play area, which gave them a chance to run around and have fun. While it was heartwarming to see the kids having a blast, I'd still say this isn't a must-visit spot, especially if you are looking for a relaxing and nature-filled experience. It felt more like a commercialized attraction than an authentic part of Wayanad's natural beauty. If you are short on time or looking for a more peaceful, nature-driven vacation, this stop can be skipped. After our visit to the amusement park, we made our way to Pukkode Lake, a popular tourist spot in Wayanad. While the lake is known for its scenic charm, our experience was somewhat average, especially since we had already visited the stunning Karlad Lake earlier in the day. In comparison, Pukkode Lake felt a bit crowded, and the water wasn't as clean as we had hoped. That said, it wasn't a complete miss. We took a moment to relax, enjoy some fresh popcorn, and soak in the calm ambience of the lake. The kids loved checking out the small aquarium located on site, which showcased a variety of colorful fish and marine life. Stay tuned as we head toward the much-anticipated Uru cultural experience. The day isn't over yet, and there's plenty more to discover. With excitement and a bit of exhaustion in the air, we finally reached the Uru ticket counter just in time for our 4 p.m. slot. That's when we discovered the next part of the adventure. We'd need to board an off-road jeep to reach the main location. What we didn't expect, however, was the long queue ahead of us. After an already packed day visiting the amusement park and Pukkode Lake, standing in line for an hour felt like a real test of patience. But finally, our turn arrived, and we hopped into the off-road jeep. The ride itself was an experience. The narrow, winding path required skillful driving, and it was clear that only these expert local drivers knew how to navigate it safely, especially when faced with oncoming vehicles. After a 3 to 4 kilometers ride through lush greenery and winding trails, we finally arrived at the Uru entrance gate. While the journey was tiring, the anticipation of exploring this unique cultural village kept our spirits high. Up next, we step into the world of Uru. Stay tuned to see what makes this place a must-visit experience in Wayanad. After the long wait for the off-road jeep ride and a bumpy journey through narrow trails, we finally reached the entrance of Uru, a place often described as a cultural village experience. The concept of Uru is to showcase the tribal lifestyle, local art, and traditional architecture of Kerala. At first glance, it looked promising, with a traditional style entryway, scenic views, and a rustic vibe that blended with the natural surroundings. Once inside, however, the experience didn't quite match the hype. The space felt little commercialized, with designated photo spots and curated authentic experiences that seemed more like tourist attraction than genuine cultural encounters. The area was crowded, and navigating through the sea of people added to the fatigue from our already long day. While there were glimpses of local tribal architecture and a few cultural exhibits, it didn't feel as immersive as one would hope. The setting lacked the charm and authenticity you'd expect from a true cultural experience. Instead, it felt like a well-branded commercial venture designed to attract large crowds. Is it worth it? If you have time to spare and you are curious, you can visit for the experience. But given the time it takes for the jeep ride, waiting in long queues, and dealing with the crowd, it's hard to justify it as a must-visit spot. We personally felt that our time could have been better spent exploring more serene and natural locations in Wayanad. If you are looking for a more authentic, peaceful, and cultural experience, it might be better to explore local villages or nature trails rather than a commercialized spot like Uru. With that, we wrap up our day. It was a mix of adventure, fun, and a little bit of disappointment. But every trip has its highs and lows, and that's what makes it memorable. On to the next adventure.